right. Welcome, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. And I know it's President's Day out here in the United States, so a lot of you have the day off. Well, I think most Diamonds owners have 7 o'clock in the morning off, right? Because you're on the call. So I know a lot of you were on Jeremy's call last night. Great call. Presentation, and I wanna piggyback off some of the things that Jeremy was really making a point in the training. So we'll follow that theme today. So before we get started, you know, tonight this guy, his name is Jeff, handsome as hell. I mean, he is just stunning. We'll be doing the presentation, so. There you go. Where'd it go? Anyway, there it is. Okay. All right. So that's tonight, guys. So share this link. Share this link if you have people. Or once again, you know, it's all about support. And I encourage everybody, you know, just like I did. You know, whenever I hear a presentation, whether it's Jeremy, Ramasi, I don't care who it is. I'm always listening. Right, with the intent of picking up on something, right, that I could use in my presentation, right? Just everybody has their different style, right? So I always encourage everybody, if you're going to be on the call, first and foremost, is you want to have a guest on the call, right? I told you the story before. You know, Lisa would always have this saying to me, whenever I went to a different city, or state, she would always ask me, do you have money in the room? Money in the room meant, did I have a butt in a seat? Okay, because I remember everything that we used to do was live. There was no internet, right? Everything we did, we had to go to another city, rent out a hotel room, and we would do meetings at 10, 2, 4, and 7. 10, 2, that was the schedule. In fact, I'm going to find the schedule, and I'm going to put it up this week. Okay, in 5 different cities. And I would fly there, and if I didn't have money in the room, it was a wasted trip. Because Lisa said, we got to run this like a business. And no business would put money out without the expectations of a return, right? But see, a lot of us in this business, right, we go day by day, and we talked about this a little bit last week, and a lot of times there's days that we don't make money. In fact, let's just be honest, most days we don't make money. Okay, but that switch has to happen, and this is the event. This is the hotel meeting, right? This is the training center event. And everybody should go, okay, if there's an event tonight, I should try to have a guest, right? Ears on the internet instead of butts and seats. Right, I got to have eyes on the internet. Okay, same thing. It's the same. So it's just when you finally go, okay, wait a minute. I got to stop learning, and I got to understand what puts money in my pocket. And I'm gonna touch on that today. So anyway, having said that, that's tonight. And by the way, I am doing both the presentations for the company tomorrow, Tuesday at 12 and 6, and I'll be doing the WO2 on Saturday. I thought it was last Saturday, but it wasn't. It was Seville. So I'll be doing this Saturday. So anyway, so that is tonight's call. And I am going to go now to my training. Share. Boom. And I'm just going to talk to the slides. I just put slides up just to talk to them. Just so you guys have some type of a visual to see. But, you know, Jeremy was talking about, and I said it yesterday in the closing, you know, he kept talking about leadership. And I want you guys to know that my subscription has expired. Okay. Okay. I want you to know that, you know, leadership, there's different levels of leadership, many different levels of leadership. And Jeremy kept talking about, you know, if you had 10 leaders, just 10 leaders, and they each got 10 leaders, right? Who each got 10 leaders. Yes, obviously, I understand that. But the way you attract leaders is when you make a decision to become one. And everything that we do on a daily basis, guys, is really exercising our attributes, because that's what leaders do, right? And everybody, I believe, is born a leader. That's just my belief, right? But you could take a newborn baby, and if you put him in a bad environment, right, all that baby knows as it grows up is a bad environment. Or you could take a baby and put him in an environment of success, and it betters that baby's chances of becoming successful, right? Well, it's the same thing with us. We've all come from different environments, every single person on this call, right? And now all of a sudden, if you've never ever had any personal development, you're at a different level of leadership. Okay, if you put Lisa and I in another company, okay, you can't take away our 25 years. That's something that can never be taken away from us. So there is a value to that, right? So if I went to another company, right, just like when I came to World got 2 people that really has been part of personal development for 25 years. So when I say there really is no difference between me and you, I mean it, except for the time that we have devoted to this craft. That's all. It's just the time that we put into it. But there's really any difference? No, but I had to be taken as a baby, and I had to learn certain leadership skills. Okay, now, fortunately for me, I even came into multi-level with more skills than the average person because I came from corporate America, right? And I led a team of people. Well, see, a lot of you have certain skills too that you brought to the table. So some of those skills apply here. I believe success transfers, right? My success at Bally's and some of the skills that I had there transferred into multi-level. I just had to hone my skills. So when Jeremy talks about leaders, I believe the first step of a leader is to identify, okay, be smart enough to be dumb enough to identify their current situation, right? These are normally what you call your prospects, right? And as you send your prospects the information, okay, then all of a sudden what happens? Okay, now a leader will identify something's got to change. Something's got to change. And they have now received the information, and they're going to look at the information. And then they act upon the information. That to me, and I want you guys to get your head right, that to me is a leader. How many people ignore all of the warning signs in their life and they never make a change? Right? Oh my gosh, I can't pay the rent, right? I'm juggling my bills. Instead of saying something's got to change, they keep doing the same thing. And if you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same results. So as you're out there prospecting, when I say looking for leadership, I'm looking for people that are at least open-minded enough to listen to that maybe they don't have all the answers. That's what you're looking for. Okay, but that person will be able to identify if you really believe in what's coming out of your mouth. This is the belief. So a lot of you now, you're into the networking events, right? You're doing the LinkedIn, whatever you're doing right now. I believe a lot of us on this call have taken the steps necessary to fill up our funnel. Okay, and once you take those steps, you will start recruiting. You will start recruiting. And when you do recruit, when someone says yes, you got to understand the value of that yes. That one yes can change your financial situation and theirs. But we have to be very smart in the information we give a new person. And I'm jumping, I'm jumping right now, but you know, some of the things that I'm seeing out there, I'm wondering how anybody's even going to work because of the information that we give a new person. You guys, I want you to embrace this, and you gotta trust me, okay? Earn as you learn. Earn as you learn. Some of you are having your people learn before they earn. You don't have to have a 4-year degree here in order to earn money. You don't have to have a 4-year degree here to get a job, right? You don't have to go through 4 years of learning before you can make dime one. This is supposed to be speed. This is supposed to be get a person in and get them into activity mode, not education mode. This is activity mode, not education mode. And so the first thing, okay, the first thing that I look for within people, and the first thing you have to look for within people is desire. And I believe everybody on this call has desire. You want it. You want it. You're on. You're committing. But you're committing, a lot of you, and I want you guys to take this the right way. You're committing to being taught. But there comes a time where you become the teacher. You follow me? You should always be learning. You should always be committing to personal development. But I don't want people, right, just learning and receiving information. And every time a new video comes out, right, or a new gadget, we get re-excited. A leader doesn't get re-excited based on the ups and downs of business. A leader has desire every day. Every day. And whether they're going to run the business with a helo that doesn't work or whether they have the greatest, newest, fanciest technology makes no difference to a leader. They're going to make it work regardless because that desire is so powerful, right? No matter what happens, right? All of you watching the Olympics, all those athletes, no matter what's thrown to them, their desire is so big, it makes no difference, the obstacle. Doesn't make it, it doesn't. Oh my gosh, the weather's bad, right? It's this, it's that. I partied too hard last night. No, the desire's there. When the desire is there, as you all know, the how-to comes. And I do applaud everybody. You have desire. This is what people acknowledge in you when they first meet you, right? They see the smile, right? They see the activity. They see your desire. Now watch this. If the desire's there, then when we say the how-to will come, it's the willingness to do whatever it takes. It's the willingness to start over. I always say this is a very forgiving business. If you don't like the results you got last month, then you got to make necessary changes. Right? And you got to go and you got to consult the upline, right, on different things that they believe you should be doing. Well, this is like an upline training every morning. Right? That's what this is. When people say, well, my upline is no longer, and who cares? Your desire's there. There's your first obstacle. How about that one? Your first obstacle is your upline quit. Now what? Okay, so it would really make no difference who in my upline quit. If Lisa and I have the desire, that makes no difference. So what? You're being tested. Or sometimes we talk about all the people surrounding us are quitting. What happened to so-and-so? What happened? See, that's just gossip. That's just stuff. Okay, and then all of a sudden, you're using that to fuel your continued fear and doubt. But see, if someone quits, you know what I say? Wasn't their journey. I might talk about it for 5 seconds. I'm moving on. So you guys, it doesn't make a difference. Who cares? But you got to be willing, right, to maybe sometimes take that time out and start over. You got to be willing to identify, is this your journey? And I'll tell you right now, no matter where you go, it's the same thing. No matter what company I choose, that company wants you to market their product, whatever that is. And if you're continually in the product business, you're going to be swayed based on your belief in the need for that product. Right, this is going to be the newest thing, so I'm going to jump over here. Well, how do you think we got a lot of people into this business? Technology is the new big thing. But see, the more you work on your leadership skills, trust me and listen to me, the less you'll talk about the product. The more you work on your leadership skills, the less you'll talk about the product. In the beginning, all you want to do is inundate people with information because that's your comfort zone. So we talk about heart rates and heartbeats, right, and electrosmog. Not saying that's not important. That's not, but I'm not going to find a leader talking about that stuff. I might find a consumer, but I got to be willing to do whatever it takes to make the business work. I got to be willing to, you know what, say, what, Jeff? I'm starting over. I'm redoing my list, right? I'm starting LinkedIn. I'm starting networking events. And my goal at the end of this week is to have 100 new people in my funnel. Got to be willing to do it. You know how many times we've started over? Are you kidding me? Okay, but does it matter? No, that's just our journey. All of you are on a specific journey right now. And during this journey, you've been tested to your core, but you're still here. That's the first sign of leadership. And Jeremy's talking about what, 10? I'm looking for 10 people that want to take the journey of leadership. Okay? And everybody out there who has the ability to make a decision, in my opinion, is a leader. And then they got to be willing to do what we tell them to do. Now, here's another point. A lot of us are telling people, right, and the message that we're sending based on what they're receiving from us is, hang on a second, you need to learn all this first before you go to work. No. Have you guys ever attended any one of the presentations? What do I say? Your job, Janet, is this. Make your decision. This is me. This is how I find out if Janet's a leader. Now, my recommendation, Janet, is the premium pack, professional pack. If she does it, great. If not, if she buys a package, does it matter to me? I don't care. I gave her the best advice possible. I will never say to Janet, take a spot, okay, on the team without a package bought. Why would I do that? A lot of you are wondering why you have people that aren't moving. You got people who've taken spots, right? You know, the free spot, but there's no dollar amount attached to it. And then when they take a free spot, they get this Bible, right, of all the things that they have to start to do. And the person's not even in. But they have this long, and they go, why is it my people aren't moving fast enough? Because you haven't committed them. So if Janet does the first step and she gets her package. Now, what's the message I have to send? See, I got to be willing to be smart enough to give her simple things to do. Have you seen our welcome letter, guys? Okay. I think everybody here has seen the welcome letter. It's one page. It's one page. Hang on a second. It's one page. It's not 50 pages. It's one. Why? I know a new person could only handle so much. If Jeff Giammalva got a welcome letter that had more than one page, Jeff is out. Jeff isn't that smart. Jeff is ADD. Jeff doesn't like to read. Jeff just wants to do. And if I saw something come to me like that, I go, I can't do this. First of all, you got to understand people. Okay, now what do most people say to us when they say no? What's usually the biggest excuse? In most cases, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. I could overcome money. I could overcome spouse. I could overcome, but how do you overcome time? Well, don't worry, I'll be your time, is what we tell people, right? But before I'm your time, here is our welcome letter. Whoa, what? Do this, do that, do this, do this, research that, research this, watch this video, watch that video. Okay, do this. Here's how you troubleshoot the helo. Okay, and wait a minute. You just told me. Now watch this. You're sending it to someone not even in. If I got Janet at least committed, she goes, well, you know what? Okay, I have to follow what they're telling me to do. I got my money in the game. But a lot of us, we're giving people information that just took a spot. And then it's optional to buy the package. Okay, guys, I just want you to understand, I got to be willing to give the right information. The reason our welcome letter is one page, I know what a new person can handle. You know what it is? Not very much. I'll set up their website, right? I don't want them to go and research compensation. I do not want them to research compensation. I'm compensation. I don't want them to go out there and learn about the product. I'm the product knowledge. Okay? It's not about them picking a capture page that they have a choice. If you give people a choice, I promise you, it's going to stall them. You got to give people very simple information. Get started. Now, watch this. What's step number 2? We got to get this information into people's hands. So what is that new person supposed to be providing to us? What is their value? Is Janet's value to me her $3,400 if she bought the professional pack? Absolutely not. I could care less. That is not the value to me. I only made, what, 300? Do you think I'm doing this for 350 bucks? No. Janet's value to me is what? Her contact base. That's her only value to me. And that might sound callous, but I'm a businessman. And I got to shake that tree and see here's my thing in 24 hours. Is Janet going to open up that contact base to me? Or is she going to throw out all the different obstacles that stops her from going to work? And a lot of us are giving people the obstacles to throw back to us because they're researching. They're doing comp plan trainings. They're learning how to troubleshoot the helo. How about that one? Okay, no. Janet, I'm the expert. Let's make your list. See, I'm nice now. Hi, Janet, nice, Jeff. Okay, let's make your list. Let's put together your top 20. Okay, now let me show you. Okay, here's the different things we're gonna do. We could call, we could text, but I gotta get her moving quickly. Say it again, quickly. And if she starts to throw up obstacles, I'm there. I'll set up her website, right? And then I have to determine quickly, is this going to be a good time spent? And if I have enough people, remember, because you're filling up your funnel, Now, I don't treat her any differently, right? But she's going to take her journey. I got to determine quickly. I got to be willing to give her that information. I got to see, a lot of times, guys, the stall, not a lot of times, in every case, the stall is the sponsor. It's not the new person. It's like blaming the newborn baby, right, for doing something wrong. They don't know any different. It's a newborn. All the newborn knows is what you're going to tell it. Right? And even when you tell it, right, they still poop at different times. Okay? It doesn't matter. Okay? It's the same thing with a new distributor. It's the same thing. So the stall is the sponsor. And this is why I have to watch the flock. And if you step on some people's toes, guess what? That's called personal development. They could either take it and grow from it, or they could hold down and say, this is how I'm going to do it. Once again, I got to walk away from certain distributors too. Because if Janet is one of my leaders and she fights me every time I say something, okay, I could either try to fight that battle or I got to let her go. You follow me? I used to fight all the time, but I finally realized, you know what? They're right. They have my vested interests because they make a percentage off me. Why would they really be giving me wrong advice? And that's where I just bought into it. See, you know what that was called? Being teachable. Being smart enough to be dumb enough to listen. Why would I spend my time every morning to tell you things that don't work? I gotta be certifiable. I gotta be in a straitjacket, right, to do that. Because I know that I know certain things. And this is the thing, the number one thing, we spend a lot of time to bring in a new person. But then we stall it. This is first of all, some of you guys bring in new people. You know, Jeremy's talking about 10 leaders and doing 5 calls a day. I think that's great if you had the activity to support it. But you'd be nuts to do 5 webinars a day if you had nobody on them. You got to reverse it. If you have the activity, do you think Jeff and Lisa would do 5 webinars a day if we had the activity? Of course we would. Of course we would. But it's not doing 5 webinars a day without people. So some of you, once again, it's like the map in the mall, right? When you go to a mall you've never been to and you want to go to a certain store, you go to the big map, right? And what does it say? You are here. And you go, okay, I'm here and I got to go there. So 2 choices. Don't look for the map and just walk the whole mall till you finally find it. Or I could take the shortcut and go, okay, I'm here. I got to go there. There's the route. Well, it's the same thing in this business. You got to figure out where you are. Some of you are just in a point where you're just still stalled because you won't even pick up the phone. Okay, that's where you got to identify where you are. And once you do that, now you want to take the map to making $1 million a year? Okay. But you can't shortcut the journey. But I can take a new person and I can get them believing fast. You know how I do that? I got to get them a result. And the only way I get them, and then it's not the result. Okay, now you watch the video, that's a result. No. A result is to see somebody that bought in to that new person's vision. And that's when the person goes, I could do this. Wow, I could do it. The longer they go without a result, right? Now, what locks them in? Well, hopefully, Diamond Zone keeps them in until they make that decision. Maybe they're on Diamond Zone for a year and a half and they finally say, today's the day. Well, if they didn't have the support system, maybe they would have quit a year and a half ago. But here's my point. I'm not spending all my time with that person trying to find themselves. I just give them the information. Be on Diamond Zone. Be on this. My awakening was 2 years, but that person wasn't calling me every day for 2 years saying, are you ready? Are you ready? No, they let me take my journey. That's it. But when they're putting together their financial plan, they're not saying, okay, Jeff, how much can we expect from Jeff's leg of business? No, Jeff didn't even come up when they were drawing out their chart. Because even though I was in the business, I wasn't actively doing volume. So how could he put together his business plan based on me doing nothing? Does that make sense? But did he treat me differently when I showed up to a meeting? No. High five. How's it going? Are you ready yet? No. Okay. But see, sometimes we're beating up all the wrong people. You got to get a new one. And yeah, we could talk about 10. We could talk about 20. We could talk about 1,000. Love that. Love that vision. But I say, let's do one. You know me. Let's do one this week. Right, Janet and Gus? What could one new recruit do for you? Right? New excitement. Right, Fran? Right, Tammy? These are people that you see the new excitement. Because what do you think? They gave birth. They go, oh my God, how'd that happen? Where'd this baby come from? Okay, this is a good one. Yes. This is where you get re-excited. So I love 10. I love 20. But you don't get to 10 without 1. 1 gives you confidence to do what? Do it again, Dad. Do it again, Dad. So all my girls used to say to me, do it again, Dad. When something was fun, that's all they said to me when they were little. Do it again. Do it again. That's our business. No matter where you go, you got to do it again. Did you guys see the story on the skier yesterday? Okay, the coach used to say every day, do it again. 5 in the morning, fall down, do it again. Wasn't anything different. Do what again? The same thing. Then she'd fall again. Do it again. 8 hours. 8 hours for 8 years. Do it again. Same thing. Over and over and over again. Crazy, huh? And we go, well, this is hard. Okay, I guess compared to what? What's hard? See, it's being teachable. And it's doing this. This is why I say no matter what speaker you put in front of you, anybody with experience, it's pretty much the same thing coming out of their mouth. If I go to Eric Worre, if I go to a world conference, wherever I've gone to see multi-million-dollar earners in network marketing speak, it's really the same thing. But do you know one thing that I listen for? Their passion, their belief. You could tell when it's just words. I could tell, okay, if it's just words or if they're really actively doing it. So, desire, will, teachable are the 3 things. And the one thing I want to just make sure everybody hears loud and clear, if you do bring in that new person, okay, when you do bring in that new person, you've got to give them the right information, guys. Okay, and the information has to be simple and you got to get them moving quickly. Okay, if you're giving them anything more than 1 page, if you want my opinion, if you don't take it. Okay, then you're giving them too much. Basics. And as things come up, I could address it. But that person's ready. But if I don't get that person a result, okay, when that first obstacle comes in, then they're probably going to quit anyway. So anyway, teachable. Now, being self-reliant. Being self-reliant. Okay, taking on the responsibility. Taking on the responsibility to be a leader. Taking on the responsibility if you have questions to get your questions answered. Right? You know what? Here's what self-reliant meant for me. When they finally said, okay, Jeff, you're ready. You got to take ownership of your business. Jeremy touched on this yesterday. Taking ownership of your business means, you know what? I'm going to start doing my own presentations. Right? I'm going to start having my calendar of events. Right now, the beautiful part about multi-level is you could always plug in to the existing calendar. And that's very attractive to a new person. Because why? They're new. They don't have much time. But I'm not going to tell a new person, you got to start doing your own events. No, I'm just going to plug them into the system. But there comes a time, okay, and maybe some of you are ready and some of you aren't. If you're not at least a diamond, consistent diamond, you're probably going to want to just plug into the system. But if you're a diamond and above consistently, right, you're the leader. You're the leader. You don't need a diploma. Your actions and your ranking determine that you are. Okay, so don't let that hold you back. But being self-reliant to get the information. Drive and determination. It's in the hips. Okay, it's in the hips for a reason, right? Drive and determination. Have you ever done a okay? I get sidetracked when I see a chat. Okay, drive and I'll read them later. Drive and determination means you got to get up every day and have a plan. Right? Just remember what Lisa did a couple of weeks ago? Here's my day. Okay, she's in there now. She's checking her, she's taking her time. She's going through all her social media stuff. Right? This is her time, her 2 hours that she gets organized, right? And then she has her calendar. She has her day planned. Okay, being driven to go out there, whatever it is. Next, persistent, directed, and aggressive. Okay, remember the map? Being directed. Knowing where you are and where you're going. Being directed. Now, this goes back to being teachable. Are you willing to be teachable to be directed? Even if something doesn't feel good, just do it. Just do it. Because what you've known got you to where you are. And if you don't like where you are, then you got to be smart enough to listen to people that want to take you to the next level. Taking people to the next level, let me tell you something, guys, is painful. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts sometimes the ego to be teachable. It really does. I love what Ramasso told me. He goes, you know what? Let me just tell you, and I love the analogy. He goes, you know, the success Seville and Rachel have gotten. Really, he's never done network marketing. He was in a network marketing company, okay, but he was a product guy. He was the product guy. He never built anything. And when Ramacio got him and they were like newborns. And you know what they said? I will do whatever you tell me to do, even if I don't want to do it. And look at the results. Sometimes we find a leader with a lot of experience, and the good news is you got a leader. And the bad news is you got a leader. And they have their own ways of doing things. Hard to direct sometimes a leader with experience. But even when Lisa and I came over here, okay, we brought a certain skill set, but I didn't buck the system on the 557. I said, okay, Nat and Shanita put together 557. We'll teach 557. Because the 557, the 234, the 567, the 444, whatever it is, it's all the same thing. Everybody's 557 in every company is make a list, know your story. It's the same stuff. It's just their spin. But when you get a new person doing some crazy stuff, you got to direct them. You got to direct them, and hopefully they listen. And this was my biggest problem, guys. I've shared this with you before. When I was with Bally's, I could fire Janet. I could fire her. Janet, let me tell you, I'm directing you. Here's your job description. You got to do it. Right? Sort of like my welcome letter. And if she doesn't, you know what, Janet? You're not doing it. I'm writing you up. Here's a warning. This is corporate America, right? You had to have 3 write-ups before you took action because of human resources, okay? Then, Janet, okay, another review 30 days later. Janet, okay, you're not doing it. I wrote her up again. Now, Janet, this is your last month. I'm paying you a draw against your commissions. Okay, you're making money. But if you don't change, Janet, I love you, girl, but you know what? You're not performing. 3rd write-up, I could fire her. I could fire her. I couldn't fire her here. I remember telling Lisa, man, this person's doing nothing. Let's get rid of her. She goes, you can't get rid of her, Jeff. She's an independent distributor. No, just get rid of her. And then I had to learn the way you handle that is you just don't give that person your time. You got to move on. You got to give birth to somebody else and see if they'll take your direction. That's leadership. You guys see the difference now? Not just sponsoring 10 warm bodies and go, I got my leaders. Okay, no, it's finding the right ones. But here's the good news. You don't need very many. And so if people keep doing the wrong thing after you've directed them, right, you just got to go. But if you don't sponsor a new person, all you got is all you got. And then it's the tail wagging the dog. No, there's no tail wagging the dog here because we know that we know. And I got to be aggressive about it. I got to be aggressive, not in attacking people. Aggressive in my goals. This is what I'm talking about. Being aggressive within the goals. But have you set your goals? Do you know what this week is going to look like? It's Monday. Do you know what this week is going to produce? Or are we going to be here next Monday and you're at the same place? You didn't move in the map, right? You're stuck at Macy's. But you want to go to Nordstrom. But you haven't taken a step out of Macy's yet. You guys got the analogy? Okay, so it's Monday. What is it you're going to accomplish? You got to be aggressive with that. Maybe today's the day you go, you know what? I'm starting over. Okay, then start over. Get your welcome letter and go through it. It should take you about 10 minutes. Some might take you 2 years, okay? But it should take you 10 minutes, right? And then, Lisa's laughing, okay? And then start, oh my gosh. And then start doing some very simple things. I'm laughing, I'm sorry. And then you gotta be persistent and consistent. Okay, now, persistent and consistent, what does that mean? Okay, in your goals. Consistency, to me, guys, is the key. Once you find that something works, be consistent in doing it. Every day. I don't care who gets sick and tired. I don't care who's on, who's off. Doesn't make a difference. This is going off. Okay, tonight's call is going to go off, regardless. If there's one person on, doesn't make a difference. Consistency. People got to be able to rely on a leader, right? They're looking. Is this person doing what they say they're going to do? See, I never want somebody coming back to me saying, You didn't do what you said you were going to do. That's why I failed. I'll swat that away. See, in basketball, when someone shoots and you block it, they say, swat that. Get that stuff out of here. You can't come in this house and play that game with me. No. Why? Because I'm consistent. If you're gonna succeed, it's because you succeeded. I never wanted anybody to blame. Now, will somebody still blame? Of course. But I could show them, wait a minute, hang on a second. Did we not give you what we told you we were going to give you? Under promise, over deliver. Okay, that's the goal. Now, this is where you take on the face of leadership, guys. This training has been around for 70 years. Okay, 60 years. Taking on the face of leadership. Making that decision. You know what? I'm going to work on these attributes. And when you do, it's amazing what starts to happen. People look at you differently. People take your direction. But once again, you got to find out where you are on the map. You may have been struggling at this point, right? Just to make your list. Well, that's a different, is that still leadership? Yes, it's just a different level of leadership. Because once you make that list and you've actually done it, when you bring your new person in, you could teach them how to make a list. Because you've done it. When you make your first phone call or you send out your first text, now you could teach it because you've done it. You see what starts to happen? And then a week from now, you're a different person. I just don't like people saying stagnant. If you're better than you were last week, then you know what? You're taking the journey. I respect that. But if you're at the same place as you were last week or last month or last year, okay, then you know what? You got to make a decision. I got to either quit or make the decision to do. I don't know how else to put it because that's just the fact. But you know what? You might just want to keep staying in, and then eventually that day will come, or maybe it won't. Will you make that decision? Here we go. It's so funny that success really is a decision. It really is. It's just a decision to keep doing it. So guys, here's the message. Earn as you learn. It's not learn and then earn. Okay, simple things in the beginning. You want activity, not education. You want people active. You don't want to be educating them. I don't want to teach people how to go back to school to do World Global Network. No, I got to get them moving fast. And if you're not the one, let pull in your upline, your plugged in upline to work with that person. Janet and Gus are the one, but they still pulled in Lisa. Just another voice, right? It was just another voice. And now, and look what he's smart enough to be dumb enough to go, hey man, let's do this. And they pulled in somebody else. But Gus and Jan are the leaders. But that person knows. You think that person's secure? Knowing they got Gus and Jan and Lisa and Jeff? Do you think they're secure? Are you kidding me? They go, wow, there's support here. Now, it puts more pressure on them because they can't blame, they have no support. See, that's where they were smart. And now we're just identifying. Are they the right ones? Yeah, they got a lot of good right ones lately. Lisa came out, she goes, man, Gus and Jan are killing it. They got some good people. Okay? That's it. But they've been in, how long you been in together? We were at the first meeting together. Right? But he's working, he's on the road, but you know what? They figure it out. Fran, same thing. All the people out there getting results the last 3 weeks. Okay? Just good stuff. Guys, I appreciate the activity. A lot of you have a lot of things going on. Love your calendars. Okay? But there is certain tweaks that some of you have to make. I addressed it today. Hopefully you take it the right way as it's meant to be. But the message is, when you bring a new person in, don't overwhelm them. Get people started with some very simple things to do. Appreciate all of you. See you tonight. Bye, guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah.